We're just days away from Season 3, and today we're going over everything I expect to get in the next season of Fortnite. Alright, before we get into what I think we're gonna get next season, this last season was absolutely amazing. We got so many things from prop movers, to water devices, to really cool vehicles. The VFX creator is an absolute game changer, and that's not to mention a whole bunch of other devices that we got as well. We also had game-changing updates to movement in Battle Royale, which affected creative mode in such an amazing way. On top of that, we got some of the best galleries we've ever gotten, including all of the IO stuff, really cool new terrain pieces that are so useful, clouds, racetracks, and so much more. This last season of creative updates may have been one of our best ever, but we did not get the melee manager I was fully expecting we would get it last season. We've been talking about this thing for the last 9 months. They even accidentally released the basic sword at one point. We've seen all sorts of leaks about it. We've even had it in live events, yet we still don't have it in creative mode. I'm not sure what's taking them so long to get this thing ready for us, but I'm really hoping this is one of the marquee devices we get in Season 3. Another one we did not get that I was expecting to get is the gravity gun. Once again, I don't know why we get these leaks and then we don't see them for months and months and months, but I'm hoping we get the gravity gun this upcoming season as well. Another device we've been waiting on for a long time is the Emote Controller, and it's possible this is one that only people that are doing like live events or creative mode, like those concert series things, get, but I think this would be a great addition at some point for all of us. Throwing toy spawner is another one we've known about for a very long time, and we've seen it in some hubs and some other areas, but we have not had access to it ourselves. I'm hoping we all get access to it at some point, but I'm pretty sure that's all the devices that we've known about for a long time that we still don't have. Okay, now let's go over some of the main leaks we know about. Back in March, a colombo spawner device was added in creative, and I'm really hoping we actually get colombo in creative mode. To me, having a colombo spawner is the step in the right direction to getting more of boss type spawners. I'll talk more about that in a little bit, but we all love colombo, and we'd love to see him actually in creative mode. Another crazy thing Epic's been testing is a proximity chat setting in the mutator zone. So it'll be able to come in here into your mutator, turn on proximity chat somewhere, and then whenever someone enters this, they can chat with that person. So you can even activate a mutator zone when someone dies on the map that people can chat. I don't know, guys. That sounds crazy to me, but we've seen Epic testing this out in the imposter game mode.
You want to swear more? You know how hard it is to edit in bleeps to a video?
And it's possible we get this soon in creative. There was a leak that we're going to get a chair device at some point, and it looks like there's going to be all sorts of different settings that you can sit in. You know, thinking about this device, if you can put a prop mover on that opens up a whole bunch of possibilities. So I'm expecting we'll probably get this one fairly soon in Season 3. There was also a leak recently about a loot controller device. Again, I'm not sure what this is, whether it's an easier way to control what's in chests or what's in people's loot pools. I don't know. But these kind of updates are really helpful just for the general health of creative mode. This next leak could be a big one, but we should be getting the camera focus device, I'm hoping, in Season 3. But with all of the settings that we can see, it looks like what it'll be able to do is kind of the opposite of the perception trigger. So when it's activated, the perception trigger is always looking at you. The camera device makes it sound like it's something where it'll always force you to look at it. So you can force perspective for people. And I can already think of a lot of cool things you can do with that. And that's all the leaks that I know of. There's a couple of things I'm super excited about. One is the point of interest island. Currently we have Greasy Grove and Tilted Towers. I've had so much fun going in and destroying these in so many different ways. But Epic's talked about how they want to put in more point of interest islands, and I'm hoping we get 2 or 3 more this next season. I would personally love to see a Pleasant Park point of interest map, or like an Anarchy Acres point of interest. We could even get into some of the Chapter 2 point of interest. I just want to see it and destroy them all. Another exciting thing we know about is that Epic's working on a second version of the block. If you don't remember, the block was a point of interest where creators made what was in there and featured it. I don't know how often it was, every week or every 2 weeks, and it was an awesome area and a great way to show off creators, the Battle Royale folks. I'm hoping that comes soon. Right now, let's talk about some stuff that I'm hoping we get that we haven't necessarily gotten leaks about. Let's start with points of interest. I would really love to get the Sleepy Sound point of interest in creative mode. There's a bunch of houses in that point of interest that are really choice, and I want those pieces now. I would also love to get the Daily Bugle stuff, but I also know that's probably not going to happen, and I'm hoping that if the rumors are true that the Darth Vader's coming and we may get a point of interest for him, we actually get the pieces for it, although I don't think Epic will give them to us. Now, I've talked about these next things a couple of times. With the end of last season, I asked for a water device and we got one. This is exactly what I was thinking. I wanted a water volume device that would fill up craters or whatever, and this is an excellent device. But now what we need is a device where you can put like the starting point at the top, and then the water falls down, and that water even dynamically interacts with terrain or objects objects in its way and flows down as a waterfall or even a river. I know Unreal Engine has these capabilities, and Fortnite runs on Unreal, so we know it's possible. Having dynamic water adds so much to maps. I mean, even this water volume has done so much, but imagine waterfalls that are going down and unique to every piece of terrain or whatever you've placed it. I mean, oh man, that would take creative mode to a whole new level. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of lag issues with that, but Epic's full of smart people. They can figure it out. All right, next, this one's a little bit easier for Epic. We need more radio and speaker sounds. They gave us a bunch of these new like fantasy ones this last season. Well, that's really cool. With the addition of the VFX creator and the prop mover, we need a ton of more sounds. I feel like we need like opening door sounds, running water sounds, engine sounds. I mean, all sorts of stuff. Right now, we're so limited with sound on our maps, and it's really painful because how stuff sounds in your map makes a big difference in immersion. I mentioned in the past having some sort of a musical map that you can make an MP3 or something and have like a code in your radio device. I mean, that would be like next level, but we also just need sound effects. And as they add more of them, we need like a redesign of this interface because just clicking through these or scrolling through them just takes forever. It needs to be sectioned out better so that it's easier for us to find the sound effects we want. So the more you can put into that, Epic, the better. Okay, now when I was talking about Colombo before, I mentioned how it's a first step into like a boss device. Having a huge animal in the game would be epic, but even more epic than that would be having something like the Storm King in creative mode. And then the next level on top of that would be to have a way to customize what that boss looks like. Choose the size, choose the color, choose the skin. How much damage can they do? How much movement is there? What kind of special moves does it have? To be able to have dynamic bosses opens up a whole new world of creative. And with the addition of the melee weapons, we really need a way to have some cool bosses. One thing I would love to see improved is the prop mover. This device is one of the most game-changing devices of creative ever. But I feel like one thing it needs is a way to rotate the prop. So maybe there's a setting in here that it has the distance, but then it has how far it rotates. So like 180 degrees or 90 degrees or something. So that it can be moving from point A to B, but also rotating at the same time. Also, it's gotta have a way to be able to like turn. I don't know the best way to do that. Either having like a point A to B to C, and then it goes to those locations, or just a way to put two prop manipulators on a device, and when one is done, it activates the second one. I don't know. But to be able to have movement that isn't just on one plane, it would be a way to take this to the next level. The last thing I want to talk about, and I feel like I've talked about this a lot, we need a device that can give us first person in creative mode. Like having to pull out this giant H and then placing a bunch right next to each other to get first person is absolutely ridiculous. People want to play in first person, and not just first person, but top down view or even a side scrolling view. We need a way to control the experience that our players are having outside of just the third person experience. And maybe that side scrolling or top down view is a little bit more difficult to do, but let's just start with first person. Give us a volume device that can fill up the entire map if possible and change it into first person. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and let's go for season 3.